without real independence. Electra, meanwhile, could find herself caught in the middle. She may be excited about becoming the face of a new fashion line, but being chosen for such an important role can also create enormous pressure. If she understands that RJ is personally invested in the concept, she may worry about disappointing him. If the project succeeds, their professional partnership could become stronger. If it fails, their relationship could be tested. That opens the door to even more emotional complications. Fashion and romance have always been closely connected in the bold and the beautiful. And a professional partnership can quickly become personal when emotions are already present. RJ's pitch may therefore be the beginning of something much larger. At the same time, Katie's storyline has the potential to affect the Spencer family dynamic. Will is caught between his own independence and his mother's concern. Dylan's presence adds uncertainty. If Katie continues to suspect Dylan without finding concrete evidence, the pressure will eventually become impossible to contain. Someone is going to have to speak openly. The question is who? Katie could confront Dylan. Will could confront Katie. Dylan could reveal something unexpected. Or another character could uncover information that changes everything. That uncertainty is what gives the storyline momentum. The August 25th episode therefore works on two levels. On the business side, RJ is trying to convince Ridge that the future of Forrester Creations depends on embracing younger audiences and new faces. On the personal side, Katie is trying to determine whether someone new in Will's life represents an opportunity, a threat, or something she simply does not understand yet. Neither storyline offers an easy answer. RJ's idea may be brilliant, but brilliance is not enough. Katie's instincts may be correct, but suspicion is not proof. That contrast is what makes the episode particularly interesting. RJ represents possibility. He is looking ahead and asking what Forrester Creations could become. Katie represents caution. She is looking closely at what is happening around her because she does not want to make a mistake that could hurt someone she loves. Both approaches have value, but both can also create problems. If RJ becomes too confident, he could underestimate the challenges of transforming his idea into a successful fashion business. If Katie becomes too suspicious, she could damage her relationship with Will before discovering whether Dylan truly deserves her distrust. The most dramatic outcome would be for both characters to discover that their instincts were only partially correct. Perhaps RJ's youth line will work, but not in the way he expects. Perhaps Electra will become the face of the brand, but her involvement will create personal complications. Perhaps Katie will uncover something troubling about Dylan, but the truth will be more complicated than she imagined. That is the kind of storytelling that allows the bold and the beautiful to turn relatively simple situations into long-running emotional conflicts. RJ's presentation also represents a larger generational shift at Forrester Creations. The company cannot depend forever on the same formulas. The younger characters need opportunities to prove themselves. If Ridge recognizes that, RJ could begin a new chapter in his career. But every new chapter requires someone to take a risk. Ridge must decide whether to take that risk on RJ. RJ must decide whether he is prepared to accept the responsibility. Electra must decide whether she wants to become the public face of this new vision. And Katie must decide how far she is willing to go to protect Will. These choices could have consequences far beyond the August 25th episode. One particularly intriguing possibility is that RJ's youth line could eventually become a major source of rivalry inside Forrester Creations. If the line becomes successful, other designers may question whether RJ is receiving special treatment because he is Ridge's son. If it struggles, critics could argue that RJ was given an opportunity he was not ready for. Either way, RJ will be forced to prove himself. That is exactly what makes the story worth watching. He is no longer simply the youngest member of a famous fashion family. He is beginning to ask whether he can contribute something that belongs to him. And that is a powerful coming-of-age storyline. Katie's story has a similar emotional foundation. She is confronting the reality that protecting Will may require her to trust him. That is difficult for any parent, especially when another person appears suspicious. Katie may ultimately need to learn that she cannot control every choice Will makes. She can offer advice. She can ask questions. She can warn him. But she cannot live his life for him. If Dylan truly has bad intentions, Will may eventually need to recognize that for himself. Katie can be there to support him when the truth emerges. But if Katie tries to force the truth before Will is ready to see it, she risks becoming part of the conflict. That tension could lead to a major emotional confrontation. Imagine Will telling Katie that he appreciates her concern, but does not appreciate being treated like a child. Katie might insist that she is not trying to control him. She is simply trying to prevent him from being hurt. Both could be right. And that is what makes family drama so powerful. There does not always have to be a villain. Sometimes the conflict comes from people who love each other but see the same situation differently. That appears to be the emotional heart of Katie's storyline. As for RJ, his challenge is different but equally significant. He must prove that his vision can survive outside his imagination. Ridge can give him a chance, but only RJ can make the concept successful. Electra could become the key to that success. If she connects naturally with the youth audience, the new line could gain momentum quickly. Her presence could give the collection personality and make the campaign feel authentic rather than manufactured. That authenticity is particularly important when